Subscribe now so you don't miss the wildest celebrity drama on the internet, because this one's about to blow your mind. Everyone thought the Ray J and Princess Love saga was finally cooling off after years of toxic back and forths. But somehow, this mess managed to set social media on fire again. And this time, Sukihana's juicy receipts were the match, because what started as a quiet divorce turned into a full-blown digital street fight, and the internet watched Princess spiral in real time as she got caught up in her own web of embarrassment, jealousy, and obsession over a man she publicly claimed to be done with. And yet here she was, grabbing Ray J's phone, texting another woman, and sending photos of herself in his bathrobe like she was still fighting for his attention, even though she filed the divorce papers herself. But apparently that paper didn't mean she was done emotionally, because when Sukihana posted that screenshot of Princess using Ray J's own phone to tell her to stop trying to get with him, the entire internet did a collective side-eye like, "Girl, what is you doing?" Because that's not how someone who's over their ex behaves. Especially not someone who went on national TV crying about being disrespected and humiliated for years by that same man. But now she's in his bed, sending selfies and throwing shade at another woman over him. And this whole mess started way before Christmas exploded into chaos. Back in April 2024, Suki had posted several photos flaunting a private jet trip Ray J paid for, along with a pile of Balenciaga bags with a cryptic caption thanking him, and people were like, is Ray J just being generous, or is this a new situationship? But then he doubled down by taking her on a Chanel shopping spree to celebrate her network launch. And after that, the rumors weren't rumors anymore. They were basically confirmation with a neon sign. And Princess must have been watching silently, until she couldn't take it anymore. Because out of nowhere, she decides to send Suki a message that practically screams, "I'm still sleeping with him." And she didn't even try to hide the intent. She posted it proudly, as if it was gonna make her look superior. But all it did was expose her own pain and pettiness, because how do you say, "I don't want him," and then follow it up with, "I just finished with him in bed," like make it make sense. And then to make it worse, she tries to clown Suki's appearance, saying Ray J hates when she calls him on FaceTime with her hair undone. And this wasn't even a private convo. It was posted publicly like some kind of badge of honor. And at that point, it was clear Princess wasn't just venting. She was trying to humiliate Suki while flexing her own connection to Ray J. But in doing so, she revealed she still deeply cared. And her emotions were spilling out in messy waves, because when someone truly moves on, they don't pull up receipts or try to spark insecurity in someone else. And it just got nastier when Ray J, in all his chaotic glory, texted Suki saying, "I still got your juice on me," bragging about not showering and sending a pic of his stained shirt like it was a trophy. And the color of that stain sent the internet into speculation mode, with people whispering about infections and hygiene and how this was all spiraling out of control. And rather than step back, Princess doubled down, reposting the messages and acting like she wasn't bothered, while clearly being all the way pressed, because moments later, she's back online saying, "I promise I don't care," which is the classic line people drop when they care the most. And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, Suki hit back with the ultimate petty move, posting an old love and hip-hop video where Ray J shoved Princess into a pool mid-argument, a moment that instantly trended again because the timing was impeccable. And then Princess tried to regain the upper hand by uploading a terrible photo of Suki looking rough with a bald head and messed up teeth, captioning it with a weak threat like, "I won't expose the rest." But at that point, it was obvious she was scrambling to salvage her pride, because the damage had already been done. And the only person who looked clownish in the situation was Princess herself. And what made it even more painful to witness was that Ray J stayed completely silent through the entire meltdown, which only reinforced the idea that he didn't respect her enough to defend her or even deny the mess. Because he knew from past experience she'd lash out, then calm down, then run back to him like nothing happened, and this cycle just kept repeating itself publicly like some kind of toxic soap opera, with the only constant being Princess humiliating herself over and over again, while Suki played it cool and kept her clapbacks minimal but effective. And the internet definitely took note, with one commenter pointing out that Princess's entire rant came from a place of insecurity because she saw Ray J with a woman she deemed beneath her. And the insult about Suki's hair was less about appearance and more about Princess trying to assert dominance over someone she thought wasn't competition. But ironically, it made Suki look like the winner, because Ray J was giving her time, attention, and trips. Meanwhile, Princess had to steal his phone to get a moment of relevance, and as more people piled on, calling out her hypocrisy and saying things like, "If you really didn't want him, you'd let him go," it became crystal clear that this wasn't just about a man. This was about ego, validation, and losing a game she thought she'd already won, because Princess genuinely thought that filing for divorce meant she had the upper hand. But love isn't that simple, especially not with someone like Ray J. who thrives in messy situations and knows how to manipulate attention. And instead of walking away with dignity, Princess gave him more power by making herself the messy ex who just couldn't move on. And the final straw came when she tried to blame everything on Ray J going through her phone, claiming that she only did all this to be petty in return. But girl, if you're that triggered by a man you're supposedly done with, then maybe you're not done at all. And while she tried to pivot into victim mode again, saying she was only acting out of hurt, Suki stayed unbothered, dropping a subtle, "I said what I said," and keeping it moving, which only added to the public perception that she had already won this round, because being silent while someone publicly self-destructs is the most powerful move of all, and the fact that Ray J didn't post, didn't defend, didn't deny, nothing, only made Princess's desperation louder. And now fans are left debating whether this was all an elaborate cry for help or a last-ditch effort to prove she still mattered in Ray J's life. And honestly, it might be both, because when your identity has been tied to a toxic relationship for so long, it's hard to let go, even when you know it's killing your reputation. And the saddest part is that Princess had the chance to walk away with grace, but she chose chaos instead, letting everyone see just how deep the wounds still were. And in doing so, she not only made Suki look like the prize, but also reminded the world that Ray J's chaos is still contagious, still destructive, and still pulling women into embarrassing headlines. And while this story might fade like all internet drama eventually does, the screenshots, the bathrobe selfie, the juice-stained shirt, and that viral pool shove will live on forever, archived in the minds of viewers who now see Princess as the girl who couldn't let go, Suki as the girl who snatched her moment, and Ray J as the man who watched it all unfold from the shadows, knowing full well that no matter how loud they scream or how many times they say, "We're done," he still has them wrapped around his chaotic little finger. And now the only question left is, how many more rounds are left in this fight? And if you don't want to miss what comes next in this circus, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay locked in.